Guys, what an epic performance. I want to go through the fight. I'm going to go bit by bit. The fight lasted less than 2.5 minutes. The fight lasted less than half a round. We had a new lightweight champion in less than 2.5 minutes, but so much happened in that 2.5 minutes. Guys, make sure to check out jujiclub.com. Use promo code SUMMER50 off. Get 50% off anything on jujiclub.com. I just recently released Powerful Guard Retention. It's already a bestseller. It's doing fantastic. Everybody's loving it. Thank you very much for all the positive response. Guys, what happened in round one? Round one looked pretty good for Oliveira. Did I say round one? I meant the first 25 seconds. Guys, these guys stepped into the middle and they got to it right away. There was no feeling out. I know 30 seconds is not long, but man, the fight was about 2.5 minutes and the first 30 seconds was already action-packed. These guys did not relent. They went for it immediately. They met in the middle. The referee started the fight. They met in the middle and they started fighting immediately. What happened? Well, Oliveira threw a few teeps, like a front kick, low kick. He got jabbed. He got hit with a 1-2, kind of cut him. I think it was the jab that cut him. I'm not sure. I just rewatched it now. I still wasn't able to see which punch exactly was the one that cut him, but still, Ilia got hit. Ilia hit him with some good jabs. Ilia landed some beautiful jabs throughout the entire half a round. But people might not have noticed, Oliveira landed a beautiful elbow. A beautiful elbow. Within the first 20-ish seconds, 20, 30 seconds, boom, Oliveira lands a huge right elbow, hits Topuria right on the chin, stuns Topuria just a touch. Topuria backs off, gets right back to it, doesn't take long to recover. But that was a beautiful, powerful elbow. DC, the commentator, Daniel Cormier reacted. He's like, oh, and he was right to react. That was a big strike. What does Oliveira do next? He shoots a double leg. A good attempt. A very good attempt. That double leg turns into double underhooks. He's kind of looking. When I was watching it, I was like, man, he might get a takedown on Topuria. Something I said that wouldn't happen. I said if he shoots on Topuria, he's going to get shut down. He's going to get shut down quite badly. Well, guess what? He tries to step over with a Kosoto Gaki type hook, a trip. Topuria flips his hips around, gets on top of him. Beautiful wrestling, just like we expected. I think everybody expected, or the vast majority of people watching, expected Topuria to have the edge in wrestling. Topuria gets on top of him. Now, I said Topuria even have the edge in the grappling, and a lot of people jumped on me and criticized me and thought I was crazy. And maybe I was, but Topuria on top starts to get a little bit of ground and pound going. And then what does he do? Easy Toriando, easy pass, gets to crucifix. It's not looking good for Topuria. He hammers Topuria. Excuse me. It's not looking good for Oliveira, is what I meant to say. He has the crucifix. It looks tight. Side control crucifix. He lands a couple elbows. Oliveira escapes by grabbing Topuria's ankle and stuffing it in his half guard and starts going deep half guard. Guys, how often do you see deep half guard in MMA? Not often. I always say deep half guard has to be a transition. Don't make it a position, because if you park it in deep half guard, you're going to get crushed in MMA. You're going to get crushed. Oliveira was smart. He uses it as a transition to attack the leg lock. He switched it from deep half guard to leg lock. And let me tell you guys something. Right now, it's not long in the fight. We're about a minute or so in. A little over a minute. It's action-packed. The fans are screaming. Everybody's yelling. Everybody's watching on the edge of their seats. We are entertained. These guys are not letting us down. They're both finishers. If I remember correctly, Oliveira has the most finishes or most submissions. It's one of the two in UFC history. It's one of those two. He either has the most finishes or the most submissions. I can't remember. But he's a finisher. Safe to say, Topuria is a finisher. These guys are not playing games. They're there to end the other guy's night. It's a crazy fight. We went from a crazy hard elbow from Oliveira to a very powerful double leg to now Topuria reversing the takedown, getting on top, landing a Toriando guard pass, getting to crucifix, landing elbows. From landing elbows on top to now defending a leg lock. We have Oliveira on the bottom, outside Ashigarami, outside leg lock attempt. And Topuria is defending. Topuria is not sitting there on top, nonchalant, looking to pick shots. No. He's not picking shots. He's trying to free his leg, and he looks a little bit frantic here. If Oliveira had a little bit more leg lock knowledge, he could have used that tie-up to get on top. Believe me, there are ways to get on top. Guys, check out my outside Ashi advanced basics video. Make sure to also get outside Ashi, okay? I'm going to, in the future, not so distant future, I'm going to release a bear trap video. He could also went bear trap and got on top of Topuria. It could have been a game changer. Yes, Oliveira is good at leg locks, but there are higher levels of leg locking. He missed a golden opportunity. Make sure, guys, to get outside Ashi made simple, advanced basics video. Make sure to get Ashigurami made simple. It's in there too. And get outside Ashi. Guys, you need to know your Ashiguramis. Leg locking is an intricate game, yes, but it's learnable. If you spend time doing it, you could be in a prime position to at least, maybe not finish, but get on top of the guy. Pin the guy. Get on top of him and pin him. Topuria gets free. They get back to the feet. Okay, there was a little moment where Oliveira was on his back and Topuria kind of kicked his legs. Nothing significant. The referee stands them back up. The action is back on. What happens? Oliveira tries to close the distance. He tries to crowd Topuria. Topuria jabs him to the body. Jabs him to the head. Guys, this sequence is going to go down in history. Jab to the body. Jab to the head. Feint jab. Cross. Crushes Oliveira. Oliveira's going down. As Oliveira's going down, Topuria is landing that vicious left hook. Topuria always goes right cross, left hook. He always does it. It's a sequence he does all the time. He got hurt with Jay Herbert. He was doing that sequence. He went right hand, left hook. And as he was throwing his hook, Jay Herbert was throwing the kick, caught him in the neck. He repeated that sequence in the Jay Herbert fight. This time, Jay Herbert was on the fence. He knocked out Jay Herbert the same way he knocked out Oliveira. But this time, it wasn't up against the fence. It was in the center of the octagon. I think Oliveira was knocked out by the right hand, but he got hit also on the way down as he was already knocked out. He was already crumbling to the mat. He got hit with another left hook. And sadly, before the referee can stop it, I counted at least two powerful hammer fists. Let me watch that again. I'm not sure if it was two. Maybe it was three. Guys, he was already knocked out by two shots. And now, devastating hammer fists. Let me watch that again. I'm watching the sequence again. I got to see how many hammer fists. It was just too much of a violent KO. There's the body jab to the body, 1-2 hook, and here we go. 1, 2, 2 hammer fists. Guys, the first hammer fist wasn't that bad. The second one was, Oliveira was already unconscious. It was a vicious KO. Guys, I got to tell you, I love both these fighters. And Oliveira too, even though he didn't win. Guys, the fight was less than 2.5 minutes. And it was thrilling. It was a thrilling fight. Guys, with this said, I want to open it up to comments and questions on this fight. But only this fight. Please do not change the topic. Let's get going. Herb Dean is a horrible ref. Why is he a horrible ref? I wish you would have mentioned why. I don't think he's a horrible ref. I think he did a great job. But it's not always easy to stop a knockout in the middle of the action. Okay? So it's a tough business. Being a ref is a tough business. You're the man, coach. Congratulations again on Ayman versus Aldo. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. Robbie G, thank you very, very much. Hi, coach. Early. Okay, what else we got here? Did Ilia show that he could hang in grappling with Islam? ? Or was it not enough time to tell? That's from Tommy Vang. No, I definitely think Ilia is world class on the ground, both in wrestling, of course. So I think it would be a very interesting matchup against Islam Makhachev. Guys, this will be a tough fight for Makhachev. Let me tell you, a very tough fight. Yeah, he should have stuck to the leg and kicks and clinch. That's from Big Man. Big Man, I don't think it would be that simple, but to crowd Oliveira and go into the pocket, I think was a dangerous thing. It was a little bit too early. I would have liked to see Oliveira try to attempt more elbows. The first elbow that he threw, actually the only elbow that he threw. Guys, you got to rewatch that. He clipped Ilia hard. It could have changed the whole fight if he landed Just one more. Could have changed the whole tempo of the fight. What else we got here? Coach, when Kamaru got knocked out and Oliveira, their eyes were open. Makes it look like death. That's from X7. X7, that's a very astute. That's a very, very astute observation. It is kind of scary, yeah. It was kind of scary, yeah, because their eyes were like, they're like in the distance. It's just really scary looking. You're right, 100%. Very scary. Yes, 100% Armin. That's from Ahmed. Ahmed, I'll tell you something. I think he beats Armin. Oliveira, excuse me. Not Oliveira, excuse me. Pardon me. I'm telling you, Topuria will beat Armin. In my opinion, he beats him. What do you think Oliveira should have done to keep Ilia in the guard? That's from John Donk. John, I would tell you he had to shoulder walk a little more because when he was opening his legs were too stacked. So he was off balance. Ilia just brushed his legs to the side. If he shoulder walked, and I know the fence is behind him, you had to shoulder walk and kind of shoulder walk along the fence. If you don't shoulder walk along the fence in that situation, you're going to get crushed. Guys, I show this in Ultimate K-Guard. I'm telling you, the best guard in Jiu-Jitsu, in my opinion, it's the K-Guard. Make sure to get my video, Ultimate K-Guard. Use a promo code SUMMER50 off. You have to shoulder walk. If you don't shoulder walk and you tie up the leg, you're going to get passed. Exactly like Ilia passed Oliveira's guard. Now, Oliveira did get hit. You know, he did get hit here and there. You know, and maybe he was a little bit discombobulated. I'm sure he knows this. He's not a naive grappler. He's a very good grappler. Maybe he was worried about a strike. Maybe he was just overwhelmed. He had blood in his eye as well. He had a cut over his eye, blood leaking in the eye. But he's a vet, you know. He should be able to stay calm in those situations. You'd think. I'm not sure why he didn't shoulder walk. Maybe it's just a weakness in his game. I don't know. Ilia started Greco at 8 years old, wrestling over Jiu-Jitsu. That's from Joe McGee. I think both. I don't think you should divide the two. Both are very, very important. All right, guys, don't forget, I'm always doing super chats and non-super chats. If Ilia was tokenized stock, I'd use 100x leverage and open a buy next against Paddy. Not so bad. That's from Zane. Zane, I agree with you, man. He's going to crush Paddy. He's going to crush Paddy. I saw some weird posts today that said that Paddy's out of the match. I was like, how could he be out of the match? It doesn't make any sense. It must have been like a troll or something, clickbait. But yes, guys, if I had to choose between Paddy and Ilia Topuria, I think if we do a fight breakdown, a pre-fight analysis, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 99-1. I think 99% of us are going to go for Ilia Topuria. Why? Look, Paddy's he's a good fighter, but his biggest win is against Michael Chandler, you know, and Michael's a great fighter. But a lot of guys have beaten Michael Chandler in UFC, and it's not enough to say that this guy's ready to beat Ilia. Ilia is just another level. He's levels above, not just another level up, levels above. So it's just, look, Paddy's a great fighter, but in my opinion, he need a few more wins. He needs to beat Armin. He needs to beat somebody really big. He needs to have another massive win. The Chandler win was massive, but does it give him a chance to go up against the double champ? Now, they have a history. They don't like each other, these two people. So the storyline is great. So I think that might incentivize the UFC because the fans want to see it. They want to see that storyline play out. This next one is from Ghost. Thank you, Ghost, for that generous donation. Hey, Coach Zahabi, how do you think Ilia does against Islam now after watching the Charles fight this past weekend? I'd say it's 50-50. That's from Ghost. Ghost, I agree with you. 50-50, man. This is a crazy matchup. I think Islam Makhachev's power, his striking, punching power is highly, highly underrated. I think stylistically, Makhachev is going to get to that clinch. Makhachev loves the Muay Thai clinch. And I think Ilia gives it up a lot. Now, Oliveira tried to grab it. He wasn't successful. But if you notice, Ilia kind of defended by putting his head down and pushing, and he could have got knee to the face. Guys, there was a very vulnerable moment in the fight where Ilia Topuria was in danger of a knee to the face, And Oliveira didn't have the stability. He didn't have the positioning to land it. But it can't be something that is a kink or a weakness in Topuria's armor. And I think Makhachev can exploit it. Now, Makhachev hits hard. Ilia hits hard. Both hard hitters. I would give the edge to Ilia. Okay, but I just think that Makhachev's power has been highly underestimated. Not to be underestimated. But I do think the wrestling endurance, I'm going to give it to Makhachev. Because if they wrestle, I think Topuria is going to defend. He's going to defend. He's going to defend. But Makhachev's not going to relent. He's going to be unrelenting. So I'll have to do a full fight analysis, but I would be around the 50-50 mark. I agree with you very much, Ghost. I think that's a very, very astute observation.